Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in 2 whole days.
Yep. It's been hard.
And Miss Megan, how are you?
Oh, you know.
Turn it back up for you.
She can't talk
So
right now.
good.
That was excessive. That was a lot.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, by the time you're listening to this, Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's 2022.
We're into another one. Your alter egoing into 2022 and beyond. We're so happy that you're spending your new year with us, starting it off right. And what a year it's been. As you can see, we're talking about Hawkeye today.
Hot guy.
Well, he's going to be the final thing that we talk about. But the first thing we're going to talk about is Ford Supply Company. This episode of Alter Ego is sponsored by Ford Supply Company, makers of all natural and organic soaps for men with scents like tropical teakwood, cypress, pine, citrus IPA. Visit their website at FordSupply.com to order online and use promo code Alter Ego to get 10% off your order. Ford soap, real soap.
No bullshit.
I also told them, I know this kind of sounds cheeky now that we're actually in the new year when you're listening to them, but new year, new ad. So hopefully by next week, we'll have a new ad to read for you.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I reached out to our sponsors, you know? I reached out to
Mr. How
Mr.
good it is.
Ford Supply. Told him, Soap Don, my man Ryan needs 80 more bars.
I just picked up about a dozen of them or so the other day.
You burn through that soap, don't you?
Man, when you're in construction, bro, I get so dirty and I just keep on.
He's a dirty boy.
Just keep sudsing up.
Today,
I dig it.
I smell like mint, frostbite.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
I
used Evergreen today.
You need to reward yourself. I've been using the steel one. What is it? What's the steel worker one?
Steel Panther?
No, that's not it. It smells like, I don't know.
Outlaw?
No, it's not Outlaw. It's an actual black bar of soap.
Oh,
charcoal. That's the blacksmith.
Blacksmith. That's
yeah.
the one I was looking for. But you know what? You do work hard, man. You need to reward yourself, you know?
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yeah, you
Treat
yourself to some Tony and Nello's. Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill is a hidden gem that's family owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg at 1136 Pinellas Bayway, South Tierra Verde, Florida. It's a must try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous, and they are. Call for a reservation today at 727-867-3577 and check out TonyandNellos.com.
Probably going to go check them out Sunday.
You should. Especially because, so for little context, we do a sports podcast in here as well called the Cigar City Sports Podcast because we are here in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Nello's here, and he's been telling Ryan, why haven't you come see me?
Yeah.
He's been getting angry.
He has. Because I tell him I'm going to go, and then like, yeah.
Life.
It's far in life.
It is far from us here to go out to Tierra Verde.
I mean,
it's about
not
30
far,
minutes. What do you
but
say, 30 minutes?
It's definitely further for Ryan than us.
Yeah. But it's delicious. It's worth it.
That and it's like, I'm not going to get to see you, but you're going to be in there cooking like a madman anyway. So
That's the way that it works.
Yeah.
I sit near his open window and shout at him.
That's what I was going to say. I can sit through the window and be like,
yeah.
what's up?
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's how it works. Oh, man. What do we expect? 2021 is going to be a wild year, or 2022, rather. 2021 already was kind of like, we're like, yeah, Marvel movies are back. And I feel like it was dominated by TV shows. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Like me personally, I loved it. I thought it was great. I know not everybody shares my opinion, but I thought it was great.
Honestly, I feel like they should just kind of do away with so many movies and just run a TV show.
Yeah.
A big TV series.
Well, I mean, you got to pay them if you're going to do the TV series. By the way, speaking of TV series, the Book of Boba Fett episode 1 is out. You should go watch it.
Yeah, we watched it last night. It's pretty good.
Yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, specifically like a Mandalorian fan or, or Boba Fett in general, you'll dig this. It's good. Yeah. It's kind of a slow burn. Answers a lot of questions on episode 1. Check it out. You'll like it.
It starts off pretty awesome. I mean, if nothing else.
I have a feeling it's going to get crazy down the road. You know? I mean, we all talked about that before. We talked about Robert Rodriguez coming in here and saying that the things they've done on Book of Boba Fett, if you like Mando, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, well, I'm listening.
We're here for it.
You have our attention. Anyway. So let's get into some TV and movies. Video games did not make the list this week. It just didn't. Nope. No video game news for me. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's like there was one out there that was what to expect from Xbox in 2022. I didn't feel like speculating on it. I'll wait and see.
Why not? Speculation's fun.
Speculation is fun. I expect Halo Infinite to be dominant. Halo Infinite is really one of the best shooters I've ever played. It's a lot of fun. And even when you're getting your ass kicked, it doesn't feel like you're getting your ass kicked. It's a fun game. Anyway. TV and movies. We talked about this guy last week, Henry Cavill, wanting the Warhammer and the, what was the other one? Mass Effect movies to be made. He was talking about another one this week that I think you enjoyed quite a bit. He has said he's dedicated hours and hours and hours to Red Dead Redemption 2. And if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you understand. It's kind of like a video game that is a movie in itself.
No, I have never played Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, you're missing out, my
Never
friend.
played Red Dead Redemption 1.
You're missing out.
That is what I hear,
Yeah.
but I think I'm good.
It's like a Western Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, no. Just too much Grand Theft Auto over the years. I think it just...
So that's...
rock starred out.
I cannot Grand Theft Auto. I have not played Grand Theft Auto since San Andreas. I just don't find it appealing. Red Dead, however, is crazy amounts of fun. I do enjoy... I always have 3 save files. One for the story, one for me to be ultra good, and one for me to be the baddest son of a bitch that ever walked the earth in the wild, wild west.
See, that sounds like too much work.
It's a lot of fun to be evil in that game. You get bounty hunters coming after you. You can leave people tied up and hog-tied on the train tracks. You can be a stagecoach robber, but, hey, I don't know what you're into.
I'd probably be the bad guy all day.
You can also go and hunt out in the woods, and, anywhere you think you can go, you can go.
Yeah, I see on a mod that on a Facebook stream where a guy was... I don't know if it's even a mod. He was being hunted down by a giant white alligator.
That is not a mod.
Oh, okay.
That is a real thing. And the mission in that, if you're playing it with the lights off, will scare the shit out of you.
Thanks. He's just trying to beat the hell out of it.
You are basically in a rinky-dink-ass boat out in the middle of the swamp with nothing but an oil lamp looking for that monster.
Oh.
It's not fun.
Yeah, he was on land. Jay was chasing him, so.
Yeah, that's not the mission. You got to beat the mission before you can actually have that thing come after you.
Ah. Okay.
But it's cool. Red Dead Redemption, there's so much story. They should follow a couple of different guys from that one, but it would be cool if they followed John Marston from Red Dead 1, because he's in Red Dead 2, which Red Dead 2 is actually a prequel. Don't know if you knew that.
I did know that.
It's a good one. You should check it out. Speaking of TV, did we watch Squid Games? We've never talked about Squid Games, really.
We were supposed to have an episode on Squid Game.
Were we really?
Yeah,
For Ryan,
I brought it up. Yeah.
We haven't watched it yet.
No, we have not.
Oh, you need to.
I'll give it a shot. I don't know if this one will like it because she's not a big fan of the subtitles. She's not a big fan of
The
people.
whole thing in subtitles?
Y'all don't
No.
speak
If
no
I can't
English?
sit there and TikTok or
You can.
Facebook and not understand what the hell is happening, if I gotta watch the TV the whole time, oh boy, it's gonna have to really grab me.
You're a bad fan.
No, this is something new that I'm unsure of.
Of the people in this room, who fell asleep when the Avengers assembled in the theater?
Okay, we've had this argument several times. I had all-you-can-eat pasta
For
and
shame.
all-you-can-drink sangria literally right before I went and saw that movie. So by the time the fight happened, I was pasta and sangria drunk.
Wow.
And I was snooze town.
Hey, my excuses sound just like that. Don't yours?
Yeah.
It's weird.
That was the best part.
It's the best part of the whole movie.
Literally.
And I was just
I look over and she's... I'm like, this mother...
I did. My head was even back. My mouth was open.
I was like, damn, I might not marry her someday. And I was like, who am I kidding?
Oh, boy.
Then she tooted in her sleep, and I was like, yep, there's my adorable...
soon-to-be wife.
Yeah. Well, not then at that point.
No, not yet.
Anyway,
that's another podcast.
Story for another time. So Squid Games, like I said, is in talks with Netflix for seasons 2 and 3 already. So there's going to be more squids.
I am here for it.
More squids, more games. Speaking of like really fucked up experiments, I saw something that was really not nerd related, but I thought it was kind of cool. And it kind of halfway goes to video games, halfway doesn't. There's a scientist named Toth. He's a neuroscientist. I think he's in a European country. They didn't say where he was, but he is a neuroscientist who's studying rats.
Oh yeah, he taught rats how to play Doom, right?
He taught them how to play Doom too.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he wants to set up a Twitch where people can watch the rats play Doom 2. Tell me that wouldn't instantly become one of the most popular Twitch channels on the internet.
The whole time it just plays, what is it? Butterfly with Wings in the background. Despite all my rage.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
I can't stand that band.
I'd watch that stream.
I would watch that stream, too, because I would want to see the hand-eye coordination of Pinky and the Brain.
Right?
While they're in there just piecing up these bad guys.
Trying to take over the world.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Narf.
Oh, man. Before we get into DC and Marvel, I figured it would be interesting to put up the IGN fan-sourced top anticipated movies for 2022, according to, obviously, their voters. So you folks out there, ideally. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the list. And according to IGN, on the bottom of the list, at number 10, Mission Impossible, number 7. Anybody care about that one?
So this is like...
I definitely do.
You do?
Fucking, I love the Mission Impossibles.
Do you really?
Yeah. And the last one, your hero, Henry Cavill's in it, man.
I honestly couldn't give a shit or care less.
He looked good. The only person that I give a shit about in the Mission Impossible franchise is Ving Rhames. I don't know if he's been around still, but I loved him in the originals.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Next
one on the list.
Dope.
Is he?
Yeah.
He plays the part really well. I mean, he's a big dude. Yeah. Anyway, next one on the list, another Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick at number 9.
Boo.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people out there who love Top Gun. I'm not one of them.
Yep. Unpopular opinion. Top Gun ain't a great movie.
I don't disagree with you. I don't agree with you. It's just kind of okay. Top Gun.
I think it's great for its time. Leave it there. Let's move on.
I think this was another one for Tom Cruise to be like, let me go to space this time, guys. I'll be in space. I don't know if they go to space, but anyway. Next on the list, I'm disappointed that this one is at number 7, but Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. Not too many hyped about that. I'm hyped about it.
Yeah. I don't think I still haven't seen the first one, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped.
I'm pretty hyped.
I'm excited.
We're just hyped to watch it with our son who adores Aquaman.
Right. I think there's others on the list that, I mean, obviously this
for sure.
Whatever. Keep
it
going.
Doesn't belong in the top 2. I mean, I'm not saying that.
No. I think it's safe in the 8 spot.
Okay, so here's where there's one that I'm not surprised that it's here, but it's been in the making
for
it's
like
one of those like
years.
that Ryan's been talking about, like they're never going to make that movie.
You're talking about Blade, right? That movie Blade that's never going to happen? That's what you're
even though
about, right?
Blade has already had a line in the MCU, man, come on now. The money's not working for you.
You didn't even see him.
Avatar 2. Avatar 2 is up at number 6.
I am looking forward to this.
I'm not.
But it's kind of like,
wait,
okay.
That's not 6. That's actually...
You skipped one?
Anyway, no, Avatar 2 is next on the list.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited, but nah.
I loved the first Avatar. I thought it was great, but at this point, I was just like, man, it's been too long. They're not going to do another one. Now I'm like, oh, they're doing another one. Here we go.
That's how I feel.
I feel like where we're shifting from 7 to 6 is like, it's a drastic difference. That's why I'm like, I'm excited, but because there's others on this list that it's like all of a sudden.
So that's 7. 6 is coming up. Sorry, I had my numbers mixed up.
I have the numbers.
This one is like really, really stupid that it's this far down. It shocks me to my core that this is at number 6, and that's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We go from Avatar 2 to Doctor Strange 2.
How's that not a top 5? Easy.
Yeah, the order of the list was very strange for me, but that's what I mean. It's like I'm kind of surprised that this is the list that we're getting as we move into the 6-5-4-3-2, and we started with the garbage that we did. So that's why I'm like.
So I'm just like, Doctor Strange is at 6? Hello? Hello? Can I speak to someone about this?
And then 5, we take a step back again, in my opinion.
We do. I don't get why this is on the list. For me, it doesn't grab me. Maybe it grabs you out there, but this is another one they keep making sequels for, and I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, all these are all movies. I mean, outside of the 007 or what was it? Was it 007 that you said?
No, Mission Impossible.
See, I don't even know. You said it 5 seconds ago. And Top Gun, like, I probably won't see those. I plan on seeing every single movie on this list otherwise, and that one, I mean, I will see it, but I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, I won't see it.
It's not a
I
theater
love
for
Chris
me.
Pratt,
yeah,
but this is kind of an old trope to me at this point.
Yeah, I'll wait until that bitch is on HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. When it's on HBO Max, I will give it a watch when I'm bored.
Yeah. when we can't decide on what to watch.
Okay.
We'll throw on.
Okay, what do you think, babe? Dominion? I don't give a shit.
Sure.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I'm feeling open-minded. Why not?
Here's the one that's number 4 on your programs, but number 1 in Megan's heart.
Yes.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes, Queen. So that one and Doctor Strange and probably Aquaman are the only theater ones so far.
To me, Doctor Strange and the top 3 are all interchangeable. You could put any of these in the top 4 and I would not complain.
Yeah, no.
Well, let's go to number 3, which I'm more excited than one of these that's on here for this. The Batman, starring the Pattinson.
I can't wait to see this
which
movie.
Just dropped a 3rd trailer. If you're into trailers, go check that thing out.
I think with the hype that this movie has had and the way that everybody's been super excited about it, I think that, like, I'm surprised that it has fallen to number 3. I feel like it would have been number 1. I understand why number 1 is number 1, but I think that it should have been number 1.
Number 1 is definitely deserving, but it's it's going to play to the audience. Like I said, the top 4, if you put Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, and Batman, and these other 2 that are on here, arguably, if anyone could squeeze out a number 1, and I would totally be down with it, is this one right here: Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1.
And this is the animated.
Hold the
version,
fucking
right?
phone. Part 1.
Isn't this an animated version of Spider-Man?
This is from Into the Spider-Verse.
That's what I mean.
This is the sequel with Miles Morales.
Miles Morales and shit. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one.
Arguably the best Spider-Man movie ever made, not named No Way Home. But I'm also just off the hype of No Way Home. I'm still hyped on Spider-Verse. So Into the Spider-Verse Part 1, I'm so jazzed that there's a Part 1 because that lets me know there's a Part 2, maybe even a Part 3. Do we get a Miles animated trilogy? That would be something, Tom. I'd be there for it. And number 1, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
I'm here for all that.
Didn't we talk about the other day that Shuri is no longer wanting to be in the Black Panther franchise?
Yes, that she is leaving the franchise or something.
I mean, that's wild to me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about that.
Yeah.
I thought we did.
She is no longer wanting to be a part of that franchise, which shocks me because she is clearly a fan favorite. Everybody loves her.
Trying to find the thing.
What's not to love, but it was kind of wild. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o and my guy who plays M'Baku, whose name I can't think of right now, Spencer. No, it's not Spencer. Anyway, he's coming back. Obviously, we might have a shot at seeing Killmonger. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know where it's going to go with Wakanda Forever. Haven't heard a trailer, no sniff of footage or anything like that. This is a big what if, but this is clearly off of the hype from the first one, and obviously out of respect for Chadwick Boseman, we're all amped to see what's going to happen next in Wakanda. Because if you're an MCU fan, and you're a comics fan, which if you're listening to this, I've got to assume you are. You've got to know that Wakanda is one of the biggest parts of the entire Marvel universe. So knowing what's going on there and getting its shit together is priority 1.
I'm not really that hyped for it anymore.
Yeah. That's why I say any of these are interchangeable, and that's why the one I'm most hyped for is either The Batman or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Honestly, I still think my number one is I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible more than almost any
Oh,
movie
wow.
on the list.
Wow.
You,
That's a letdown.
yeah, that surprises me that
But
movie.
hey, every one of the ones that I said that I liked is all comic book themed, so that makes sense. That's your thing.
Yeah, Avatar 2 I'm pretty stoked for, but
I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder's up there, and same with the Miles too. I definitely want to watch that,
yeah.
but I don't know if it's because of this year. But man, I'm like comic books. It's a little much with the MCU
been a lot.
and the shows, and I'm kind of like,
Well, we were robbed last year,
it's
so
like it's the next thing. So it's like
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just Mission
You're having a
Impossible's
little
different.
You're
I think I'm having
a
a little fatigue.
little fatigue.
Yeah,
Really.
that and I just really like Mission Impossible.
I'm the kind of guy that the more complex it gets and the more content there is out there, I'm like, oh, I want to follow that thread. I want to see all that. I haven't gotten fatigued on it yet. Actually, I take that back. There is a franchise that fatigued me.
What was that?
That was the Venom franchise.
Oh, yeah.
That gave me Venom fatigue. I will not be hyped about another Venom ever again.
Yep.
I'll be excited if there's a good performance in the future. If the MCU takes over Venom, then sure, maybe I'll get hyped after I see it.
is that your way of aggressively speaking to the microphone to try to get them to understand your emotions?
I'm between a rock and a hard place on that, and we're going to get back to it. First thing we're going to talk about is we're going to jump from that to the random news to DC. The Flash made news again. There's rumors that I'm like, man, The Flash was looking like it might be pretty good. And then I hear this and I'm like, oh, okay. I forgot.
No.
This
What?
is DC.
It's a
What?
dumpster fire, huh?
They're saying they're going to bring back General Zod and Feora are suspected to make a return in The Flash.
I don't know who either of those people
So
are.
those were the bad guys in The Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay,
was the
sure.
Kryptonians that showed up and were trying to take over the planet by themselves. I'm just kind of like, that sounds like a lot already. You've already brought back Michael Keaton as Batman. You've got a lot of things going on. What is the point of bringing two Kryptonians that the Flash has not met yet? And if you're going to bring two Kryptonians, is Henry Cavill on the docket to come back?
Hope so.
Is Michael B. Jordan's Superman on the docket to make an appearance in that movie? We don't know. I mean, this is clearly going to be a different universe, so there's a good chance he could be. I mean, if you were going to have an opportunity to insert a new Superman variant, it's in a different universe with Flash. So, I don't know. Thoughts there? Wow, that was detailed. It was almost like I was there.
I don't know who either of those people are, so I don't really care.
You've seen
No,
this movie a couple times.
Yeah,
General
still don't
Zod
know.
is the iconic bad guy. He's been in a couple different Superman movies at this point.
Yeah, still don't know. Superman's not my top 10.
And
So
it's
Not mine either.
funny because in The Man of Steel, I was like, I saw that. Well, I'm thinking back. I'm like, no, I never finished it. I always fell asleep on it.
Yeah.
But
It's a slow burn.
as far as the Flash, I mean, DC, another dumpster fire. I don't know why they would do that. Why would you bring back characters that no one knows or
Yeah.
really cares about? Again,
At this point, these characters were dead.
Yeah.
So why would we bring them back?
so man, do something. I don't know. Do something different.
Get us something new. Get us Deathstroke, huh?
They just fucked that up too. You know,
You don't know.
like I don't know.
Yeah. It just doesn't like seeing that. I was like, oh,
I
that's
don't-
kind of deflated the balloon a little bit.
I don't think I will ever be excited about a DC movie again unless it's the Red Hood.
For me, it's Aquaman. I'm still excited for Aquaman.
yep, I'm
but-
excited for Batman and Aquaman.
And the
That's-
Batman.
Yeah,
that
the
one,
Batman. That's pretty much it.
Anyway, speaking of Batman, so as you all know, everybody here in this room is kind of, if so facto, part of Seven Lamb Productions.
Huge
Huge audio drama company, massive, multi-bajillion dollars,
Well,
and they afford us our tens and tens of downloads every week. So, that being said, somebody out there in the DC world has seen their massive success in the audio drama space.
Definitely, for sure.
And are clearly trying to emulate that success by doing Batman the Animated Series returning as an audio drama with the original cast from the show, which I believe includes the iconic Mark Hamill as the Joker.
That's pretty
nice.
awesome.
And I forget the wonderful gentleman's name who plays Batman in everything, but I believe he's coming back as well.
So is that under Seven Lamb Production as well?
I really wish I would have read that email.
Yeah, because you would have definitely been the voice of
Who?
Joker.
Joker? I can't take Mark Hamill's spot.
Yeah, but I mean, if for some reason it was
if
like
Mark
a
got
knockoff,
sick,
or
if
he
Mark
was
Hamill got sick,
and you
they
needed to step in,
a stand-in Joker, I would be happy to volunteer.
Why
my
does
services.
this exist? I don't want to sound like a jerk, but
why does a Batman podcast exist?
I'll tell you that.
Because
I'll
there's
tell
Batman fan base.
2 reasons. One, and there's really only one, but 2 is it's Batman. But number 1, the animated series has a cult following. That's why. But number 1, $signs.
Yep.
Money. They don't have to animate anything. They have to have a script, read the script, and move on.
But that's the thing, is who's really listening to Batman?
I am
Really?
not listening to Batman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's something I want to see. Like, if they came out and redone the animated series, I'd be right there for it, because I
Yeah.
loved the animated series when I was
Me
a kid
too.
as well.
Mask of the Phantasm? Come on.
But, hey, let's just talk and, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, but like I said, it's going to be $signs. That's why they want it. I don't know if it's going to be any good, and it's going to be all older dudes. No young kids are going to be like, let me listen to the Batman podcast.
Yeah, this ain't a Christmas story. You go in there and turn on your radio and lay down and listen to things. Like, no.
Sure. No, it's not that kind of thing.
It's, I don't know.
But who knows? Are you guys out there in audio land? Are you excited about a Batman audio drama with the original cast? I mean,
Why not?
when you could listen to End of All Hope or Paralyzed or Tower 4 or
Cop
Atlas
Doctors.
Avenue Beat or
Or
Cop
Alter
Doctors
Ego.
or Alter Ego, why would you listen to Batman? Anyway, let's take our first break of the day, shall we? Our first and only break. Let's take it right now, and we will be right back and getting into Marvel news and then talking about Mr. Hot Guy. Okay?
Hot guy.
We'll be back shortly. See you in a minute. Whoa, and we're back. Awkward topics off the air. Golly gee, Batman.
Is that the first excerpt from the new audio drama?
From the new audio drama. I don't know. I don't do a good Batman. I do a decent Joker, but
You do a decent Joker.
but not a good Batman.
All right, let's
But we're in Marvel.
roll into
We're in Marvel news. Jeez, gosh, jeez. Norman Reedus. You know where I'm going with this? You know where I'm going with this. He has been
Walking Dead.
campaigning to a lot of people out there that he should play Ghost Rider. Now, I know he is an avid motorcyclist. Biker is what we'll call him. Do you think that he would be a good fit to play the Ghost Rider? Johnny Blaze? I said this to somebody the other day, and they go, no, man, it's Nick Cage. I think it was you.
I was going to say, no, I don't know if that's a good thing. All I can see is Nick Cage and it being ruined. So I can't even picture somebody
That's what I'm
else
saying.
actually playing the part.
Nick Cage was just, oh boy, that's dumpster.
No.
I mean, no pun intended, but that's a dumpster fire. It's not
Nick
good.
Cage was what you expected Nicolas Cage to be as Ghost
Yeah,
Rider.
that's true.
Yeah.
He basically plays the same character in Face Off.
And I got to be honest with you. He was a good Johnny Blaze. He was good at being crazy and dealing with that, but then once the skull was out and the way they did that, I was like,
He took it like
"Ooh,
150
this is-"
levels too far.
Well, no, then so the skull version didn't keep up with him as Johnny Blaze.
Right.
So nothing against Nick Cage, which, by the way, I don't know if we've talked about this. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes.
I'm excited for that movie. That's on my top 10. I want to see that one. Anyway,
The movie where he
back
plays
to
himself.
Norman Reedus, The Walking Dead, Boondock Saints.
I'm for it.
You're for it?
I'm
You think
for
he
it.
would be a good
I think
one?
he'd be good.
I could see it. I mean, Norman Reedus
think
has done a lot of things I've liked. So
He's good at being dark and brooding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a tortured Johnny Blaze, I could actually see it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a character, like in my mind, that's kind of hard to cast.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have thought to pick him just because, but now that somebody else did, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Well, Simu Liu, who did Shang-Chi, tweeted Marvel, hey, when are we going to talk about Shang-Chi? And that's how he got the role.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
So this could very well work, although we've seen this happen in the past and go poorly.
Yeah.
Specifically, the young lady from Community that wanted to be She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That did not work out well.
Bummer.
There was a guy from Psych that wanted to play Luke Cage and was telling people he was playing Luke Cage. That did not go well.
Ooh.
You
know what? Let's just have Josh Brolin play Ghost Rider.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he plays
Be
Cable and Thanos.
Just play all the other roles. Josh Brolin.
I actually I could see Josh Brolin playing Johnny Blaze, although he's a little on the older side. I never thought I'd say that for somebody who looks in such good shape as Josh Brolin, but he's a little on the older side to play Johnny Blaze, and that's why I think a Norman Reedus would actually be okay.
Yeah, I dig it.
I don't know if he's a solo movie Ghost Rider, but he'd be good. I'm just ready to see the new adaptation. How does it look? How does Marvel take Ghost Rider? Because I think we are headed down a dark path in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Blade, the Black Knight, played by Kit Harington. We're going to have Morbius, Venom. I mean, we're starting to see some of that dark magic.
Well,
Doctor Strange.
Morbius isn't in the MCU, right?
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, because don't put that dumpster fire.
But Tom Holland has been linked to Morbius. So, process of deductive reasoning says that Morbius could show up.
So is he?
And we also had, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen No Way Home, you're going to want to just earmuff it for 10 seconds or hit the fast forward button. But, we had Tom Hardy in No Way Home.
Yeah.
So what's to say we don't see any of those other guys? And you know who else is in the Morbius movie is Michael Keaton's Vulture, who is MCU canon. He is an official MCU bad guy.
So there are several that kind of cross over, aren't there?
Well, all of these should ideally cross over, but people like money, so they like to put a paywall behind your superheroes.
DC
I'm looking at
Marvel?
you, Sony, with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Sony. Shit.
So, and I'm starting to wonder, are they just going to make anybody's face look and do half of them Ghost Rider and be like, this guy's Ghost Rider? Because they did it with Keanu Reeves. They're starting to do it with Norman Reedus. When's our turn?
I don't know.
When do you and I get to be Ghost Rider?
I don't want to be Ghost Rider. I want to be Bishop.
Okay. You like to be the mutant that absorbs power and reappropriates it through his gun?
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
Okay.
I want a Jerry curl, bro.
You're actually you're lying to me. You don't even want to do that. You want to be Frank Castle. That's who you want to be.
I could also do a Frank Castle.
I know, that's why I said that.
That'd be pretty fucking dope.
All the guns that you'd get?
Oh,
You're a big gun guy.
all the guns.
All the guns.
The grenade launchers,
Oh, man.
all that stuff. Golly.
Golly gee, Batman.
I would want to go with a Wolverine. I like the healing factor.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I'm in the Mystique realm.
Wow.
I think that would be so incredibly awesome to just be whoever you want.
That would be some wild times.
Ew.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Ew.
You're my husband, so I know what you're thinking.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking.
Sandra.
Hey,
That's where my head went to.
oh, you know me so well. That was the first thing. As soon as you get those Mystique powers, she's like, you're watching Speed for the 80th time. I'm not turning into Sandra. And I'd be like, you never know.
Just.
That's how she'd get me to do stuff. You want to go Christmas shopping with me? No. I will turn into Sandra for 30 seconds. Let's go! Ho, ho, ho!
Can we ho in those 30 seconds?
Oh, boy.
That's going to take.
I mean, it wouldn't take long if I'm being honest.
Sandra's a big fan of the show.
Sandra.
I don't mean to demean you.
Yeah.
My sweet princess.
Hey, I'm aware at this point.
Shh.
I've accepted it.
Sandra knows how I feel. I think she's conflicted.
I
She
doubt
doesn't
it.
want to be a home wrecker.
Mm.
And I get that. But we'll talk. Anyway.
Well, When I get my Mystique powers, we'll figure that out, I guess.
Can you be Tom Brady and throw a Super Bowl for me?
Sure.
Wow. Anyway, let's move on. We talked about No Way Home last week. There's a little bit of No Way Home news that was kind of eking out over the time that we were there. Things that were talked about after the fact. We are going to get into Hawkeye a little bit after this. There's not really tons and tons of spoilery stuff, so if you want to skip, you can't. But there's really good stuff here. Tom Holland, he already said if he's playing Spider-Man by 30, that he's doing something wrong. I don't agree with that. But he also said, maybe it's time for Spider-Gwen or Spider-Woman.
That'd be cool.
Not necessarily to take the lead, but it's time to involve them.
Yeah.
Time to get some depth on the chart of the old Spider-Verse.
I was kind of hoping that I'd see that in No Way Home as well.
Which one do you think you see first? Spider-Gwen or Spider-Woman?
What the hell's the difference?
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen is Gwen Stacy when
Yep.
she is in another universe getting bit by a spider and turning into the Spider-Man powered Spider-Gwen.
Okay, who's Spider-Woman? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Spider-Woman is Jessica
Jones?
No, I can't think of her last name, but she is a completely different entity who gets spider powers.
Somewhere else along the verse timeline?
I don't know. I'm into it. And to quote my man, never mind. I can't do that. That's a spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
But you knew what I was going to say. But Spider-Man No Way Home is already Sony's biggest grossing movie of all time.
I'm not
I
surprised.
see it.
Sony has never made more money than they do on this one. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where I was a little bit perturbed about it, where I was a little bit upset because they make so much money. Where are they going to be enticed to give those rights back up?
When Disney dumps a bigger truck full of money.
They're going to.
From
They're
Disney.
going to. I think Disney is going to just eventually go, all right, we want it all. How much is it going to cost? And it's going to be in the $1 billion
I was going to
range.
say, I've got $5 billion right here.
Yeah.
Take that.
And they're going to say, you're going to take that, or we're going to pull Marvel back and not let them run your movies anymore, and you won't make any more $1 billion movies. Yay.
The monopoly.
I am perturbed by this because I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to go towards what we want, right? Maybe there was a clause that if Disney said, hey, if we make this much money, you're going to give this franchise back to us. And maybe we'll just buy your whole company. I don't know. Another bit. So Happy Hogan's a pretty decent part of No Way Home, wouldn't you say? He plays a good
Yes.
role.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's original. Did you know he was originally going to die in Iron Man 3?
That's bull. I know it's true what you're saying, but that would have been really bad.
So literally, there was one director's note that kept him in the universe because he was originally supposed to die. And then Favreau just wrote a note and said, what if he doesn't die, but he's severely injured? You still get the payoff of the emotional pain from Tony, but you get to keep Happy around, which ended up turning into Happy Hogan and Aunt May, which this is from Far From Home. So don't be giving me shit about spoilers for that. That one's been...
Yeah, if you haven't seen that by now, sorry.
Okay, I guess this is one of the only really spoilery things that's come out of this. People are now campaigning for Andrew Garfield to get Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Okay, see now.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
I'm very
I want
into
to
that.
see it.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield, as I've said on this show, is my favorite Spider-Man still. I love Tom Holland. I would not recast Tom Holland for Andrew Garfield for anything. But in terms of my Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield is my Spider-Man. What do we think? Spider-Man 3, we're good? We want to see that?
Yes.
We're in?
Always.
We've talked about it. Okay. And the Spider-Man team from No Way Home is already planning a Best Picture campaign, and they're even offering for Tom Holland to host the Oscars
Oh my gosh, that
and
would be
win
amazing.
Best Picture. Honestly, in 2021, it was the Best Picture to me.
Agreed.
Although we know the Oscars, they don't really like the
Superhero
superhero
The superhero
movies.
movies.
They want the movie about the young invalid boy who figured out how to play pinball after his parents were mauled by a polar bear.
That was
the
very
inspiring
specific.
story with some indie remake that sang really slow. And then they show him playing, pinball, and the only thing he doesn't know how to do is love.
That's aggressively specific.
But it's true. You guys know that movie. Idris Elba stars
1,000%.
in I Can't Feel My Legs, a pinball story. And he
You ain't
plays
right.
the young invalid boy. Anyway, that would be cool. I'm in to see it. So, before we get into Hawkeye, let's talk about your favorite release of 2021. I've got the list. You guys want the list?
Give it to
Marvel?
him.
This is from Marvel.
All right.
All right, let's see what your favorite was out of this. We got Shang-Chi, WandaVision, Loki, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I refuse to call it Falcon and the Winter Soldier. My man is Captain America now. It's Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
What would have been
That's a movie.
dope is if they would have changed the title after the.
They did,
Oh, wow.
didn't they? They did in the last episode.
Oh.
Just in the actual episode.
But I've had to correct several people when we talk about this. I'm like, it isn't Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Eternals, which I know is your favorite. I don't even need to ask you.
It's one ding ding.
What
I want
if-
a chicken dinner?
Ding, ding, bing, bong.
Bing bong.
Fuck your life. Sorry.
Black Widow and then Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Wow, I didn't even get to ask the questions.
I knew what the question was.
Okay. So your favorite was No Way Home.
And
You?
second is Loki. They're probably close to tied.
I got to throw Hawkeye on this list. I got to throw Hawkeye on there too.
Hawkeye's really good too. But
It's still No Way Home. to
Loki
me
and
for
Hawkeye
best.
kind of tie for second because it's kind of hard to decide. I think both of those series were really good, but No Way Home is definitely the winner.
Wow.
Yeah, No Way Home for me, just because I love the Spider-Man.
I'm going to say biggest impact on the overall MCU, though, for this one is definitely Loki.
Oh, biggest impact? Yeah, definitely.
I mean, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's even bigger than No Way Home.
Yeah.
If you watch Loki, you've seen where the universe is going.
Yeah. It
And-
definitely explains a lot too.
For sure. And it is super exciting. So I think one that surprised me a lot, but honestly, the most innovative one and the one that I appreciate the most didn't have the biggest impact. It wasn't my overall favorite after seeing all of them, but it was still damn good. All of these on this list are amazing. Was WandaVision. WandaVision blew me away. I can still remember watching episode 1 and being like, I am so giddy and so in for this damn show.
Yeah.
It was unlike anything we'd seen before. It was such a breath of fresh air to the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me it was hard to watch.
The
so.
first episode, luckily, it wasn't that they dropped the first 2 or 3, just like they usually do at once.
They dropped
The
2.
first 2.
yeah.
So luckily they did that because if they hadn't have done that, I would have been really confused for a week. Because at the end of the second episode, I think is where we get the first little inclination that's not the word. Is that the word? We get the first idea. Whatever. I'm not smart today. I'm on vacation. That something is fucking up.
I was about to say, today, Junior! Yeah, for sure. You needed
Can't
to
get my thoughts aligned.
You needed to get through episode 2 to kind of be like,
Yeah.
okay.
Episode 1, I was just like, okay. And then episode 2 similarly follows. And I'm like, where are they going with this? But then at the end of episode 2, you're kind of like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So,
My favorite moment of that whole let's do this. Let's do favorite moment of the 2021 MCU. My favorite moment of that show specifically is when the beekeeper comes up and she just goes, no. And he rewinds and gets out of there, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Close second is Andrew Garfield. Sorry, guys. I'm spoilery at this point.
I was going to say that's my first.
Yeah.
Like, that whole minute and a half of that movie right there with both of them
Yeah.
is pretty incredible. I mean, the whole last hour of that movie, because then there's, I'm going to get real spoilerly, whatever. I see my brain is mushy. I haven't had to
Wow.
think and work in a week and a Half. Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Peter 3.
Yeah. That That's one of my favorite moments. And it's kind of funny because we were just talking about Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Peter 3.
So I like that too. I don't know, that whole movie for me. But I also really liked the moment where I think it's the second to last episode that Loki ends, where they're walking up to the castle or mansion or whatever.
Yeah.
Visually, that was one of the most appealing,
for sure,
like, images that we saw in regard to 2021's releases. That's just a visual thing, but still.
Of this shows, one of my biggest oh shit moments too was the big reveal of the Wakandan Captain America suit. The red, white, and blue on Sam.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that was a good one too.
I like it more than the original. I really do. It's super clean. But that was another good one.
Yeah.
In the Eternals, not much to talk about, but the introduction of Celestials was just like, it made the universe feel so much bigger.
Yeah, it did. That's really all that movie did for me.
Yeah, it did nothing for me.
Can we talk about the greatest additions of 2021? The greatest characters.
Just fuck my greatest moment.
Oh, let's go. Cool. Let's go. Let's hit it. You're so quiet over there.
He is quiet today.
My favorite moment has to be, hey, it's Black Falcon. They call you Black.
They call you Black Kid.
See, I got him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Anthony Mackie at his finest.
Yeah.
There were some great moments in that movie, man. Like, just so much intensity. Like, he's a superhero. He saved the world. And the cops are still coming up to him like, is this guy bothering you?
Yeah.
That whole scene when he went back to his neighborhood, so to speak, that was pretty intense. Well, when he went to go see the old Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't his
Right. Forgot about that. But him with that kid, he's Black Falcon. What do they call you, Black Kid?
Then I think my second favorite moment came in Falcon Winter Soldier, probably again. When
it was a damn good series. All of these are good. There's not a wrong answer in the bunch.
When good old Zemo just crushes up the vials. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That moment was big for me too.
Yeah.
He was not after it at all.
No,
he was
at
telling
all.
you the truth.
Yeah, he wanted that shit gone.
And then
And Zemo dancing in the club.
I had another one. It come from what we're about to talk about next in the Hawkeye, with peas and dailies strapped to his face and head. Great.
What?
And Hawkeye, when he's got the tape, when he tapes the dailies, freaking frozen drinks, and he's got like
Oh yeah.
taped around them and sitting there and
For
laying
sure.
in a lazy boy.
Classic
seat up.
Hawkeye.
All just iced up. He's
Yeah.
just chilling, healing up.
I was going to say of new additions in 2021, Florence Pugh in Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she instantly became one of my favorite female characters, period.
Yeah.
Yelena is the bomb.com.
And the way she plays her is just like, damn, you can't hate her if you want to.
No, she's perfect.
You got to have some personal shit if you don't like her.
Yeah, she's perfect for that role. I love her.
So let's get into it, huh? Let's get into Hawkeye.
Let's
the
do it.
final thing to talk about here in 2021. We end it with a bang. And I think
So we
Hawkeye. No, I
That's
know.
our opinion.
I know we ended with a bang. I saw it. I was there.
Yep.
I don't
What
know.
is 2021?
Let's do ourselves like our typical thing. Let's talk a little non-spoilers for those of you who haven't finished
Okay.
it.
Loved
We'll talk a little bit about a little Hawkeye, and then we're going to get into spoiler territory and things that we want to see. I thought this, as a big, massive Hawkeye fan and somebody who actually buys Hawkeye comics on the reg and reads them, I thought this was an excellent representation of my favorite Avenger.
You know
Truly.
what's
Yeah.
funny is that watching this, it actually made me feel how like you always say you like the guy who gets beat up and does things. Watching this actually made me like, you know what? That is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like, I'm normally about the guy who can just tear down a building and throw it at somebody who's giant and green, but like, bro, that's just that guy's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's
a
just
regular
a
dude.
regular dude. That's what I
Wow.
love so much about him, and that's what I loved in this series. And it kind of, I mean, Black Widow is kind of like that too, because she gets, racked a little bit. It doesn't
Yep.
show her kind of run down like it does so much with Hawkeye, aside from the fact that Hawkeye is probably way older than Natasha was, or maybe they're the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it shows the reality of him specifically as a character, because obviously, there's the Thors of the world and even the Iron Mans, but Iron Man is super protected, but he's just another average dude. So that's what I love most about the MCU as opposed to DC's universe, because DC is basically nothing but actual superheroes with superpowers.
Yeah, they've tried to show what we're talking about with Batman.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't. It works, but it doesn't, because on the other side of that, when Batman shows up, he does some pretty superhuman stuff. I mean, he does have some pretty good feats.
It's like
of,
he's juiced.
Heroism and
I
stuff
mean,
like that.
I'm looking at our pops now. I mean, most of them have superpowers in some form or fashion. Obviously, you have Green Arrow, not that he's a massive character, but he's just a regular dude who's super well trained. So it's like they're not all that way, but then you have like the Flashes of the world. So I mean, I guess it's kind of the same.
But it's funny. But it's funny when you
because it's funny. It's different because like Batman, there aren't other superheroes. There aren't other super beings.
Yeah.
You're not on a team where you have the Hulk or Captain America.
Yeah.
You've got Iron Man in a suit who's a regular dude, but he's pretty much indestructible in that suit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got a god from a different planet in Thor. So for him, hey, it's like Steve over there. Like, just a regular guy.
Yeah.
What do you do? I'm an accountant. Like, he's
Yeah,
just a regular
right.
dude, picked up a bow and arrow and
yeah.
goes to work.
I mean, that's what I love about it. And when you mention that, and you mention DC, look at the guys that we are kind of endeared to when you look at it. Green Arrow, Red Hood,
yeah.
Batman,
Yeah.
the Joker. They're all regular dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Hawkeye does a really, really good job of not only introducing Kate Bishop,
Yes.
who is also sharing the moniker of Hawkeye.
And pretty badass. I really liked her, like their relationship. I liked how much she respected him and how he eventually kind of returned that respect. Not that he was like an ass to her, but just that he saw how talented she was eventually, and like they became partners and teammates, and
Yeah. I mean, they did work well together, and the villains.
Should we get into spoilers now?
No.
It's going to be hard to
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Okay. So are we giving you guys the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 spoilers?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. We are getting into spoiler territory. If you are getting out of here, we love you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Hopefully, you'll be sticking around with us. We hope you do. But have a happy New Year. We're so glad we were here with you. Catch you next time. Everybody else, it's Hawkeye time, baby.
Yeah.
Hot guy.
How about the fact that they finally showed that my guy is deaf?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
In the first show, she goes, "You got your hearing aid off?" I was like, "Oh, they're finally doing it!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing it, Peter. Sorry, different movie.
And then they're like, somebody asks him later, like, "You're deaf? Why?" And then it shows all the concussion grenades.
It was Kate.
Yeah,
that actually
Kate.
asked him. Yeah.
And I just thought that was such a good way to humanize him as well. You know what I mean? And Hawkeye, to me, has never been a guy who's going to fight the aliens in outer space. He's just not. So to see him come in and be that guy, then it made it more his level of a game, right? And to bring him to the street level and to fight those guys, I was like, good. Thank God they don't have him going after some monstrous villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to take on the tracksuit mafia.
Put it right on the nose.
Essentially. I mean, it just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Not every superhero has to be fighting Thanos or taking on the Celestials or...
He's also, like we were just saying, a regular dude.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put Hawkeye up against someone like Thanos and assume that it's going to go positively.
Right.
I mean, they did make a mention that he did fight Thanos, like he was there. But it's one of those things that, like, him as a whole, this whole series made him really, like, show as a person, just like a regular person.
Where he's just, like, holding his back, like, oh.
I mean, even from that, from, like, the Family Guy to all of this, and
Yeah.
he does all that, and it's just like, man, like, that's crazy to me. Like, I saw him in a lot different light and had a lot more respect for him. Like, after this, I was like, I don't really care about a guy with a bow and arrow. I mean, fake-ass Robin Hood, and then I'm watching this, I'm like, yo, I'm actually kind of digging this whole Hawkeye thing right now.
Yeah.
Like,
And I love the little nuances too that Disney throws in there, like when he's in there pissing after Rogers the musical, which is a thing.
Wow, that was maybe possibly very likely the worst.
It might be the
Of
most
2021.
cringeworthy moment.
I can
Good.
do this all day.
God. Yeah, I was like, this can't be real.
But-
This can't be real.
When he's in there and he reads on the things, Thanos was right. I was like, man,
Yeah.
they are throwing layers at this thing.
Yeah.
And on the mug when he was drinking at one point in time, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
And we also got a nod to Hank Pym,
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, his arrows were incredibly dope. Let's talk about the LARPers. I mean, that seems important.
My favorite was my guy that kept going, ting,
Yeah.
ting, ting. Every time something would hit, and he was so intense. And LARPers, and my favorite addition, Lucky the pizza dog.
Yeah, of course. He was my favorite too.
Yeah, cute
Loved
damn
him.
dog.
Loved him.
But
I like that. I like Deco a lot too.
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah.
She was pretty dope.
It's one of those things
Pretty
like when they
overpowered.
started showing her, you saw that she's kind of like, her and Hawkeye had a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I kind of liked. And like, even after once he told her what he told her, she's like, okay, she moves on and she doesn't try to kill him. Like, she just wants to get her boyfriend guy and just wants to leave.
And another thing too that you touched on already was the family aspect of that.
Yeah.
Before he put on the Ronin costume
Yeah.
and did all the things he was going to do, he had to call his wife. What do you think? And she's like, hey, I trust your judgment. He wasn't really looking for her opinion, I don't
Yeah.
think. And I don't think she was willing to give it. It was just one of those, I get what you're doing and I love you.
But see, hold the phone on that, because not that he was asking for her permission or her advice or really anything like that, but we saw a very different side to Mrs. Hawkeye
That's
in
right.
this series. And the very end basically closes out confirming that she was an agent.
Yeah.
Actually,
Of
according
S.H.I.E.L.D.
to
A
whatchamacallit,
very specific
she's
agent.
Agent 19, also known
Mockingbird.
as Mockingbird.
Yeah.
What is her name? Is that Gina Carano?
actress?
No,
Yeah.
that is no
No, Gina Carano's from Mando.
Mandalorian.
What is her name?
I don't remember, but she's great.
I don't care because I love her in everything that she's been in.
Yeah.
And as Mrs. Hawkeye,
She also played Velma
Velma,
in Scooby-Doo.
she was in Grandma's Boy,
Yeah.
which is my favorite movie of hers, by the way. But her in that movie and seeing that she might get an expanded role even further.
Linda
because of-
Cardinelli.
Linda
Sorry.
Cardinelli. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Because if she's Mockingbird, we've got so many of the Thunderbolts already. The one Thunderbolt we're really missing is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Mm-hmm.
So when do we see Red Hulk?
Don't know.
I don't think we will.
I disagree.
I think he's coming.
I think he's coming in a major way.
Hold on. So is she one of the Thunderbolts?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See,
So is the U.S. agent.
so it's one of those weird things like this makes it seem like we might not see anything out of them anymore.
Because it seems like they're
Hawkeye,
retired?
Yeah, Hawkeye. The way it ended to me, it was almost like he was done.
I did not get that impression.
Like I don't know. Some like felt like to me like he's like I'm done.
I see him playing more of a Captain America Civil War type role where he's not the focus, but he will show up and help out or something like that. I don't know if we're going to get a Hawkeye movie. I don't know if we're going to get a Hawkeye season 2.
So others might, as in you two and other listeners, might know the answer to this question that I have somehow forgotten in the middle of this sentence. But what is up with the Rolex? Like, does it do things? Is it like a gadgety thing, or is
Probably.
it just like a pass? Like, is it an identification sort of way that you can get into super clearance type areas or some shit? Like, why is it such a big deal that it couldn't have been released?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that it could be released. I think she lost it because it was hers.
No,
when
it
she
was
retired.
stolen at the black market.
Yeah, it was
auction.
stolen.
Well, no, I'm
but
saying,
how did it get to the black
tower
market to begin
was
with?
where it was at.
Because it was in the tower, right?
And it was lost or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah. Got
I
ya.
guess apparently when she's that's going to her being an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point in time, then she retired. Because you remember in the movies you didn't see her at all. I mean, you see her, but like
Yeah.
so.
But you see her as mom.
mom,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that
I've always kind of known she was a badass somehow. I don't know why.
Because it's Linda Cardinelli, and you know she's going to be a big role.
You had to. And like most moms, you're not just going to, hey, I'm going to put you in the middle of nowhere and do this, and I'm just going to go off and whoop some ass and then come back every now and again. And you have to be cool with that.
So probably pre-3 children, she was major badass.
Doing her thing.
You know what's amazing is that we have gone this far, which isn't really that far, without mentioning the fact that the motherfucking Kingpin
I
is
figured
in
that was
this
gonna be
series.
I figured that was going to be one of the last things that we talked about, which is why I was holding out.
Vincent D'Onofrio, and he has confirmed he's the same guy from the Netflix series.
That is cool.
All I'm saying is that motherfucker better not be dead. And I know, like you said, I mean, there's no way that he's a 1 episode and done character.
It is a direct correlation because at the end of the series, Echo shoots him seemingly off camera. So you don't know if she shoots him in the face. But that is a direct correlation from an actual comic book moment. And Kingpin does pull through. Takes him a while, but he pulls through.
Yeah.
Because he's essentially one giant muscle.
He is.
Just the fact that he was getting freaking wrecked left and right, and that motherfucker walks with a cane. I was like, this dude is power.
He walks with a cane for a different reason.
For aesthetic.
I was going to say, it's
for
a
aesthetic.
weapon.
He does not walk with a cane for support.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He is a big dude.
And he plays it so well. And I liked that it was Kate Bishop that took him on and not Hawkeye, because if it was Hawkeye, then there's more of a connection because clearly they knew each other. And
it gave her kind of like finale, at least in the series, to show that she's not necessarily capable, because, you know, I mean, she was capable, she handled her own, but just more so just brave enough to take that on alone, and for the love and care that she has of her mom and protecting her. Like, it shows that just like Hawkeye, like, not that he's ever really been afraid, but like he'll go in there and he would have fought Thanos to the tooth and nail to the end of time if his family was on the other side of him. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of shows that she's got that capability and worthiness to be a superhero.
And the ability to put that arrow center mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that her starting out, like when she's on the looking down after Elena jumps out of the window, she's like, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Nah, fam, you're like 80 freaking stories up. You're supposed to be scared.
Yeah. But again, shows that she's human.
Jumps and she does it.
And then there's Yelena.
And then Hawkeye, what are you doing?
Yeah. But the final interaction between Hawkeye and Yelena is one of my favorites from that whole series too. Just like her wanting to kill him for obvious reasons, and him and like them talking about Natasha and all that, and like that was just really, really good.
It was a really nice eulogy to Black Widow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was showing the people who actually gave a shit about her having some real breakthrough moments.
Yeah. And it showed, I mean, we saw some weak moments out of, not more emotionally weak moments out of Yelena in Black Widow, but it shows also the love that these true people actually have, as opposed to just going out and wreaking havoc. So I liked that a lot. And I really like Yelena.
Oh, yeah. You want some macaroni? I made it. It took too long to get home.
Yeah.
Like,
you done? I'm going to put hot sauce in it now.
She goes,
you're not going to
are
eat
you
that?
done? I can go put hot sauce. And then she just crushes the macaroni.
Yeah.
So good.
And I love the Kate Bishop. Why do you keep saying my name?
Yeah. Are you saying my name so that I know that you know a lot about me? Yes. I was like, oh, damn.
God, she's so good.
And then she just calls her Kate Bishop throughout the rest of
the first, last name, very, very, very formal.
Like a kid in trouble. It's
yes.
awesome.
Very cool, Kate Bishop. I don't know. I gave Hawkeye the old 5 stars. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that he gets home to his family for Christmas.
Yeah, he does.
Ah, man,
he
I was going to be
it.
so disappointed if he didn't make it.
Yeah.
I'm like, my man promised and
He
everything.
promised.
And
that's the first words out of his daughter's mouth. You promised. Hey, you're here.
Yeah. And the fact that he brought Kate Bishop with him was pretty cool. Because obviously her mom was just arrested. Her dad's dead. Like, who's she spending
And
Christmas
her mom is going to come back. You know it's going to happen.
She's going to be
It's going to come full circle. I bet
hand.
she's going to call Kingpin and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. You were right.
Queen Pin.
That would be wild.
Stepdad Kingpin?
Oh, boy.
No, that's not going to happen. That would be weird.
Oh, what about her was to be stepdad? Oh, what the hell did that guy do? Like,
Dude,
showing
I
up
like.
with the
I
sword.
honestly,
with the sword.
really quick, I really do kind of love the emotional roller coaster that character put us on, because like we're all thinking he's a bad guy, we're all thinking that he's a murderer, all this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden it becomes like, and he looks like he really knows what he's doing with a sword, and all of a sudden he becomes basically a LARPer in a suit at the end, and you're just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So I loved that it was like a super high and then a super low.
My favorite moment of his was the kid where he's like, you remember when you peed your pants at the vineyards? We all talk about that.
In the Hamptons. Yeah.
Everyone
That kid was a dick.
Everyone remembers that you did that, and we all talk about it. I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah, that kid sucked.
I
Yeah.
was a little sad that they burned the Ronin suit, though.
Yeah, well,
I
I think there's a lot of
was
symbolism
okay with
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need Ronan to come back.
Right. It's not like he can't make another one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he can't
True.
make another one.
Real quick thing I want to talk about as we're leaving. Lane Porterfield is a gentleman who listens to us from Scotland or Sydney.
Those are two
he
very
says-
different places.
Well, his bio says Scottish Sydney cider. So he and I have a bet going that we'll find out in many years about whether or not we see Venom join the MCU as Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy, or as Agent Venom and Flash Thompson.
See,
Who's your money on as we're leaving? And Lane, I'm really sorry if I said your name wrong.
the kid that is playing Flash Thompson is a complete dweeb.
That's what I said.
So I need Eddie Brock super bad.
We're gonna get Eddie Brock.
Because Flash Thompson is a complete dweeb.
I think I only bet him $1,
Oh, American.
but I will
Yeah, but is
come
that American
collect.
currency?
Doesn't matter. I even told him screenshot this conversation.
I need Eddie Brock.
It's $5 whole.
Oh, wow.
Big money, big spenders.
Off topic. It is New Year's, and for New Year's resolution, don't let him cut that beard. Let
No,
him get
Jack's beard looks glorious.
Let that thing get to pie May lengths.
Yeah.
So he can.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I have been mistaken for Opie from Sons of Anarchy 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah.
What's his name? Ryan.
Ryan Hurst.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all, Happy New Year. We love you.
Thanks for hanging out
It's
with us
gonna
all
be-
year long
Exactly.
for another year.
New 2022, new alter ego. End it right there.